As of the most recent chapter, and I think moving forward based off of that chapter, we are at a point where I think the next chapter will have a very big deciding, essentially a crossroad between whether or not it's going to continue down, doing stuff with Alderaan, or is it over? Because I mean, there's the option that this is the end of the fight. They beat Alderaan and they're able to take him out. Then that means that the next chapter is going to be the cooldown period, and they're going to get kind of just settled in and get ready for the next arc and the next Dragon God. I want to be still on the side of Alderaan being alive, and this all he is really is going to go and get into this like all out form because I'd like to believe, at least, could easily be wrong, that this hasn't been Alderaan's real body. One of the reasons is he's a dragon, so he's gotta have like flesh and meat under the under the wood of of his body somewhere. So I'm wondering if he has like a true form somewhere, like his actual body, and then the wood version that the version we've seen is just like a giant wood layering that he's been growing for the last couple centuries. So it's a possibility. I mean, he could easily just be straight gone, and that'll be it. I don't know. I just like to believe that he'll be in here longer. I don't know. The way that they beat him, I think, is logical and makes sense. Just by how they had to, group fight weaken him in order for Natsu to even get the time window in order to take him down, and then as well logically with Natsu having this power, like more of like the new trait to his magic unlocked, where he can use the fires of previous dragons that he's consumed and integrate them into his own ability, like that we saw. Like he's pretty much combining all those powers to create his flame, to create his own unique flame. That it makes sense why now he'd be a good chunk stronger because he'd have igneous fire to add on to Atlas flames and Igneals. Again, I think that just made sense in general for like the increase at a standard aspect of the fact that he's got a dragon god's fire to add into his palette. But if Alderaan does in fact get up in the next chapter and something like this, I know this was a badass picture. I was looking for like plant dragons. I was gonna use that apple dragon from Pokemon, but I was just like, I don't know, that'd be kind of too silly. Whereas this, I was just like, badass looking. I'm gonna use this. I don't know. I just imagine if Alderaan is alive and he's some more seedling like dragon as his like actual body. I just imagine some form of kind of like thing made out of like vines and plant and roots. So it could absorb water and sunlight and do everything in order, a bigger shell around it. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's definitely a possibility of him continuing, but it's also very likely that he was defeated. So we just have to wait and figure out how exactly that's going to turn. What is going to be the decision factor of, Hiroshima in this next one? I know that a lot of people they want this arc to be over and move on to the next one. It could still be over. I just look like my curiosity is just whether or not Alderaan is done. Because if the thing is, if Alderaan is still alive and he does something like I said, or he's got like his true body, he's gonna show his true form, fight seriously, they will have to leave. There's no chance of them really continuing this if it turns out Alderaan wasn't 100% and now he's gonna fight 100%. But otherwise, like it has to just be like a good cooldown chapter because that means Natsu killed this guy, and such a brutal way to end this battle. I think need to be followed up with some more character driven stuff, more just reaction and how he's going to be handling killing this dude after the fight. It's not like it's gonna completely destroy him like he killed Animus at the end of Dragon Cry, but it's still something I imagine will be on Natsu's mind as somebody for the most part, even though it was his decision to do it and why he would kill somebody. But he's still inherently a nice guy, so it's something that's gonna stick on his head. So we'll see the next one. I don't even need to bring up my want for the White Witch to have her name said. It's a possibility the next chapter if it is a cooldown chapter between arcs. But if Alderaan ends up getting back up, then I don't see what reason there would be to give White Witch. But it's just a waiting game now. Like we've got like what 11 more days, I think. If Friday, 11 days until the next chapter. Pretty good. I think after the weekend, it'll we'll realize it'll be oh sweet halfway mark, and then by the time it's next weekend, like oh sweet Tuesday. So other than that though, comment below. Tell me your thoughts about this. Would you rather Alderaan get up and then be like, yeah, this is my true form, and then end the arc, or would you rather just him be dead and we move on anyway? Because I don't imagine that regardless, this arc would be much longer with Natsu dropping Dragon Force and having his new ability. Just because I don't really see any reason to extend it beyond this. Because if Alderaan does survive and he gets up and does like true form, let me show you my true form kind of thing, there's no way that they would beat him. Because it would be one of those moments where it's like, oh shit, he's way more powerful than we thought. We need to pull back, and then they'll beat him later. But he could easily just be dead now. So we'll see. It's a difficult wait time period, just because it's a very interesting point of like development after this. It'll really determine a tone for the next arc or two if we have something like that, or if we have something just like him either living or dying. It'll be a very big kind of thing to look off of after this. Anyway, other than that, though, comment below. Thumbs video, and the like button, subscribe button, check out my other videos. But than that, I appreciate it. Subscribe, and thank you. Bye.